Welcome back. This is Talks and Ties. I'm your boy Trey. Let's get it popping. I told you guys in the last video that we were going to be talking about divorce as a man, what it means. What do you have to do? Let's talk about the legal ramifications. Let's talk about should you leave the home? Who do you talk to? Where do you go? We're going to be breaking that down for you guys with little 5 easy little steps. You know what I mean? Let's get it popping. All right. Should you or should you not leave the home? Actually, let's even break it down even further than that. Let's give a scenario. You're with your chick. All right, you're married. You've been married for, let's throw in a simple number, 10 years. 10 years, right? You're married for 10 years and you find out that she cheated on you, right? You're upset. You decide you want to leave. You don't want to be part of this anymore. Of course not, right? Because who wants to be with someone who cheated on them? Not me. I'm not doing that shit. I don't know about y'all. But no, she cheated on you. So you're like, bump this. I'm out, right? You got 3 kids. Okay. In this scenario, you have 3 kids. All right. So what's the first thing that most men do? The very first thing that men do is they go, oh, I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm leaving the house. You can help. You can raise the kids. You can, I'll pay child support and I'm gone. I'm leaving the house. Well, the minute that you leave the house, the courts are going to consider that abandonment. So number one tip, pro tip is even though you're pissed off, even though you're mad, I'm telling you guys, do not leave that house. Okay? Sleep in another room, sleep on the couch. I don't care what you do, but if you leave that house, you can might as well chalk that up as an L for you. Okay? Because that's what the courts are going to think it is. They will consider that as abandoning their home, and they will make her the primary custodial, which means she will have the rights to pretty much everything. Like you basically said, here, you can have everything. They're not going to, and it's she has to basically be on meth and prostituting for the government. I don't know. She has to be doing some type of wild, crazy shit in order for you to get that crap back. Trust me. So number one tip, I'm trying to tell you what I know. In my situation, I was forced. I was in the military. They forced me to leave the house. They still considered that shit abandonment. Bitch, I'm on orders. I was on orders. And they were like, yo, you got to go. I had to go. So the courts were like, I abandoned the situation. I'm telling you what I know. All right. So next tip, I'm dropping gems. The next tips is know your property rights. Okay. Let's break it down like this. In the state of Texas, if you own a property before you're married to this individual, as long as you don't put that person on your property as a mortgagee, basically, or someone who has ownership in that property, you're good. The minute you do that, then they have rights to that property. So any type of, if you sell it, they get half. Anything that goes on with that property, they get half, right? And if you do want to sell it, you have to get their permission. You can't just sell your property. They have to sign in the will and sell it, and then you have to negotiate with them about how much you're gonna pay, right? You'll go to a legal services, and they're gonna tell you that they're entitled to half of that property, right? I forget the name of it. Equitable division, that's what they call that. It's not necessarily 50-50, but it's 50-50, guys. They're getting 50% of your property, and you make 100,000 because you don't put all that mortgage and all that money in, and just for someone to take $50,000 from you and they didn't do shit. I'm trying to tell you. So know your property rights. All right. That's something that you gotta learn. You're gonna have to go talk to a legal person off of. I am not a legal person by any means necessary, but I'm telling you stuff that I went through. Not even just your house. I'm not talking about just your house. Even my freaking car. All right. I went to court and they tried to get that chick my car. I just bought a brand new car, brand new Lincoln Navigator. And they were like, hey, do you want the Lincoln? And luckily she said no, because that would have been wild and crazy. Next note, I'm dropping gems. Know your visitation rights. If you're going to be the weekend dad, I promise you're going to be paying child support, right? Be prepared to pay. The tops in Texas is 40% of your income. 40%. That's astronomical. Because people don't plan for that. Nobody plans to pay 40% of their income. No one plans to get divorced either. But to have to give someone 40% of your income, but you have to know that. You have to go through, you have to figure out the system, you have to understand what's going on in that particular situation so you don't find yourself in that state. Most courts are going to say that one parent is primary custodial, right? That means one parent has the right to make decisions on where the school is going to be. If their kid gets injured, then where's the hospital going to be? One person is going to be the one that makes that decision. Now, the other person will have some rights. They'll be able to, hey, I don't like that, and you can take them to court because they're doing something crazy, all that stuff. But who has time for all that? The courts don't want to hear that shit, so they always give one person what's known as primary custodial. You have to know your rights with that thing. Your custody and visitations are not determined by gender. If you have a little girl and you're a man, right? Men can raise daughters, right? Doesn't matter if you're a woman and you have a boy. She can raise her son. Know your custodial rights. Know who's the primary custodial. Secure. Number 4, this is a big one. To be honest with you, it probably should have been number 1. Secure financial and legal counsel. Okay? You need to find a lawyer. Do not go into that courtroom by yourself thinking, I'm a man, I'm gonna do this. If you're in the military, don't go in there. Do not wear your military uniform in that freaking courtroom. They will crucify you. What they see you as is somebody who potentially can deploy any point in time. So therefore, you're not a stable parent. It's extremely hard for you to convince someone that you are a stable parent when you have potentially, you can deploy at any point in time. So don't wear your military uniform. But the main thing, you need to secure legal counsel. All right, so now how do we do that? Because lawyers are just like real estate agents. Right? You have your good ones and you have your bad ones, right? My recommendation for you, if you are in need of a lawyer, is to ask a friend who's been through this situation. And that sounds simple. It really is, right? But this is why we have this channel, because men don't talk amongst men. So you have to find a lawyer who's going to go to bat for you. I'm gonna put that out there too. If you're a piece of shit dude, you deserve it, buddy. Yeah. Lawyer up and make sure that you take care of your financials. When I say take care of your financials, you need to be saving, right? While you're married, you need to be saving. Automatically, save your money. Put something away. Make a budget so that you can actually budget your shit correctly and that you're not going to go through this whole thing without money. Because once the money starts coming out, right, for your financials, once child support starts coming out and you have nothing else to fall back on, your savings is what you're going to have to fall back on. And believe it or not, $1,000 seems like a lot of money. I promise you it's not. After you're paying 40% of your natural income that you're supposed to be making, then you're dropping however much money over the weekends to go wherever you have to go to pick said children up. Be prepared in case some shit goes down. So the next one that I have for you guys is how you mitigate all this in the very, very beginning. Number 5 is how you crush all the financial stuff, as far as the house, as far as everything. Get yourself a prenuptial agreement, a prenup. Anytime, but you need to be able to talk with that individual while you're dating. Hey, look, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that anything bad will ever happen between us. I love you. You know what I'm saying, girl. You it for me. I don't think that nothing will ever happen that's bad. However, I need you to sign this prenup. I sign the prenup. I need that signed because if something does happen, I don't want to lose half of everything that I own. So we're talking about retirement. We're talking about your home. Now you still have to pay child support. You still have to, financially support your children. However, they're not going to get half of your assets. All right. So prenuptial agreement, automatic. Going back through. So what do we talk about? Because I like to recap. All right. First things first. Number 1, don't leave the home. That's abandonment. All right. I know that's a tough one for everybody. Don't leave that house. Number 2, know your property rights. Right. Know what you can and cannot do, what's yours, what's not yours. Know the property rights. Number 2. Number 3, make sure you understand your custody and visitation rights, right? Who has primary custodial? When are you seeing the kids? All right, number 4, secure financial and legal advice. Get yourself a lawyer. Lawyer up immediately. Don't go in there wearing your what? Military uniform. That's right. Go in there looking like you're a civilian. So secure a lawyer, make sure your financials are together. And number 5, the biggest one of all, prenuptial agreement. I think, all right, so we've gone through the whole thing. We've got your five don't do's and do's mixed in together. What I can tell you is it will be okay. There will be some life-changing events. If I can get through it, trust me, anybody can. Reach out to somebody who actually cares about you. Don't do this alone. Everybody's life is valuable. So I know for a lot of men to lose their financials and their children and their wife, because that's the 3 things that you lose, right? It's not a joking matter. It's something that actually can hurt you and put you into a downward spiral, right? So have somebody that you can go to talk to. Get yourself a counselor, talk to your buddies, and actually talk to your friends, talk to your male friends. So that's the episode, guys. That's Talks and Ties. I told you I had some gems for you.